Hello, everybody. We are back here at Gen Con Studio with another developer, Cryptozoic, and we have so many people here. Ryan, Adam, Corey, Kimmy. I think I got that right. Can we just go around real quick and kind of introduce yourselves on what you do at Cryptozoic? Maybe starting with Ryan.
I'm Ryan. I am a game designer.
Ryan doesn't work at Cryptozoic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it's
I'm
okay.
a friend.
You did, though.
But he's a good friend of ours.
I'm a good friend.
He's also very funny, so we thought having him here would be, a huge win.
Yeah, and just like by starting it off by making me very uncomfortable by what I do at Cryptozoic currently.
What's funnier than that?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
awkward funny.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
I'm Adam. I also don't work at Cryptozoic.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I do.
Playing the show.
That's news to me.
No, I do. I've been with Cryptozoic for about 5 years, starting with the games team and now sort of manage creative. I get to just basically be everybody's headache because I have to deal with R&D and operations. And the
Adam
designers.
is the head of creative for Cryptozoic and does a great job making sure that all of our games are awesome and super fun.
Okay.
I'm Corey Jones. I'm one of the founders of Cryptozoic.
Okay, so you still work there.
That's a funny story, actually. I work primarily on another, we have another company called Hex Entertainment, and I work on
neat.
Hex. But I actually still do quite a bit with Cryptozoic as well, including being the creator of Epic Spell War, or the Battle Wizard. So this is my baby, my ugly, inappropriate baby.
I think it's quite beautiful.
Listen, I don't want to call you a liar at the start of this thing, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
And do you?
So I am Kimmy. I volunteer and I play test. So I do go to the offices and play test. And basically, Adam will be like, "Hey, I need you to learn this game for me and tell me how it is."
Sure.
And we'll basically do that. So it's basically what I do. I just help out over in the offices sometimes.
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, it sounds like nobody wants
Amazing.
to be like, I work at Cryptozoic. Yeah.
They don't pay. They only pay me
This
in
is a real
games.
blow to
So
my
that's
self-esteem. You're an amazing volunteer, and you do a great job.
thank you.
You come to these trade shows and demo these games for hours and hours. That's a
Oh
brutal.
yeah. Everybody is just like, what?
What
balls?
game have you played the most of at this show?
Well, mostly I've been at the counter, but Pantone. Everybody's been coming up asking about Pantone, so
Phantom
sorry.
The game. Absolutely amazing. Everyone's been loving it.
And the solo queen of Pickle Rick, as
Oh,
stated
that's
in the
right.
rulebook, is
Yes.
the only person to beat it on the most difficult level in solo mode, not once, but twice.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to play that for hours, just in the office, just playing a bunch of different games. So I've been able to play all the different games when it's still just a little baby. And to see him develop into something is pretty great. And to see this develop into something is still awful, but it's great.
So you're leading your own QA department.
Yeah.
So what do we have here? I think it's amazing. I see beauty in all things, my friend. It's very pink, and I see alliteration.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of alliteration, actually. This is Epic Spell War: The Battle Wizards. This is the fourth expansion. They're all standalone, but it's the fourth iteration of the game. This one is Panic at the Pleasure Palace.
Yes.
So each of the expansions has sort of a different theme. This one gets a little more randy than the ones in the past.
Randy.
It is a little more randy than the ones in the past.
A little blue.
Yeah, a little blue. But it does what we've always done with Epic Spell Wars, which is sort of expand the very simple but addictive and fun premise of the first one into sort of new places.
So if people aren't familiar with Epic Spell Wars, what's the elevator pitch of it?
So Epic Spell Wars is it's a game where you actually build spells and fight with the other wizards at the table. The great thing about it is that it has a really fun sort of creative element where you're going to have a handful of cards, you're going to look at those cards. Each of the rounds you're going to be able to cast a spell, and the spell is made up of 3 pieces.
Okay.
Your source, your delivery,
Your
and
source, quality, and
your
delivery.
quality and delivery.
Oh.
And you can make a spell be 2 cards, 1 card, 3 cards,
Got
and
it.
that determines sort of the order in which the spells go off. You have a character that you're going to play, and they have a health total. And as the spells go off, your health total will go down or up. Potentially, you can heal yourself with some of the spells. And when you die, then you're out, but not out for the game.
Okay.
And the last wizard standing, which is what this little token is, during a round is the one who won that round. And the game is played until one person has 2 last wizard standing tokens. And then there's points, and whoever has the most points actually wins the game.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So
and
you have a lot of juicy characters.
we do.
in
One
front
of the
of
great
us.
things about Epic Spell Wars is that you get to play as a wizard
Wow.
or wizardess, I guess.
I think we can use both.
Sure.
Either.
And these, each of the sets comes with a bunch of crazy characters. And one of the things in the rule book that's very, very important, and if you're playing this at home later, you really do have to enforce this rule, or else just throw the game right in the trash.
This is straight from the design.
After you bought it, then throw it in the trash. Is that you have to use your wizard voice.
My
And so when
wizard
you pick up
voice.
one of these characters, it's very important that you develop a wizard voice for them, because every time you cast a spell, if you don't use your wizard voice, you lose 1 health. So that's a big part of the game, is your ability to create a wizard voice.
And this is in the rule book?
It's in the rulebook.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Wow. I love it.
Hey, we're not messing around. You know, if you can't get into it and play a wizard, then
Maybe we
gotta
should
take
have
it
done the
seriously.
mic checks with the wizard voice.
I believe in you. I think you're going to be able to do this.
All right, so let's get started.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick characters. We have, I don't know if you can see these on the camera, but we have the Super Juicy Plum Fairy. My favorite part of that is the banana guy in the back there. We have Roach Sauce, Purgatory's Playboy. That's not based on anything, and it's not stealing
You really
another
do like
character.
alliteration, don't you?
I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of it. And one of the funnest things about making Epic Spell Wars is sitting down and creating all these characters, and you'll see when the spells and treasure and dead wizard cards come out, there's a lot of humor in it.
Yeah.
At least I hope it's funny. and that's one of the most fun things about making this game. So we have Eye of the Secret Order, we have Mistress Chafia and her burning kitty, we have Minstrel Furloins and the sexy Centaur of Song, we have Yadon, the Timeless One. Funny story about that, we actually have a tournament every year at Gen Con,
wow.
and it's called the Annihilageddon, and I custom build a giant trophy for this tournament, and then the winner at the end gets that trophy, but not only do they get the trophy, they actually get to come up with a wizard and appear in the next Epic Spell Wars.
Oh.
And so the Yadon was actually the winner of last year's
Oh,
Epic
that
Spell
is
Wars
so
tournament.
cool.
And you can actually see the trophy that I made built into his card art. So that's
Amazing.
kind of a fun little thing we do every Gen Con. So if you come to Gen Con sometime, please play in the Epic Spell Wars tournament, because you could appear as a wizard in the game. We have Baron Bamboozler, the Bum Baron, and we have Wando, the Living Wand. So everyone gets to pick out one of those characters.
All right.
I'm going to go with Wando, the living wand.
Very nice.
Definitely the Super Juicy Plum Fairy for me.
All right, you can pick that up and put it on your... So who would you like to be?
Maybe Mistress Chafia and her burning kitty.
She's riding a cat and it's on fire. That's all that meant.
That's all that means.
Okay.
I will be Eye of the Secret Order, because I'm actually in a secret order. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Not so secret anymore.
And Baron Bamboozler, the Bum Baron, because it's semi-autobiographical.
There you go.
Is it? Tell me more.
So the first thing we do is we shuffle up these cards, which we've done already, and we're going to give it one more shuffle, and we're going to deal out your starting hand. Everyone starts off with 7 cards.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank
For
you.
marking your HP.
Oh, cool.
There you
I
go.
like
If
the
you-
little
If you
skull.
flip the card over, you actually have
Yes.
your life total. You start off at 20.
Do you mind passing us the other two? Oh, awesome. I got it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I see it goes up to 25. Is there something that could buff you out?
Yes, there actually are spells that will heal you as well. So I actually should have shown you. I mean, everyone here has played a lot, but
Right.
some examples of cards here. I'll show you that.
Oh,
one
like
too.
pussification.
Find one middle card here, one quality. And in your hand, you'll have all of these different types, or not. And sometimes you'll have to build a spell that's only 2 cards, because you may not have all 3 different types of cards like this one. All right, so here we go. So what you're looking for is 3.
Oh, cool. And the ribbon connects through
Correct,
the cards.
correct. And so I don't know if you can see this. I'll place this
Put it
out
right
down
there.
here. As you can see, we have 3 pieces that make up one spell. The way the art's created actually makes it into one continuous piece of art. You can see everything travels along. We start off with our source. That's the beginning of the spell. We have the quality, which is the middle part of the spell, and finally the delivery. Each of the spells actually has a different type associated with it as well. So for instance, here we have primal, we have elemental, and we have illusion. During the actual casting of the spells, there's going to be things on the cards that actually ask you to look at how many of the different elements are associated with the card. So in the end, some of them have, most of them have a die roll. And so you're going to roll 1 die if you have 1 primal, and if you had 2 primal associated with it, you would roll 2 dice. And if you had 3, all 3, you would actually have 3 dice to roll. And that will help make sure that the spell's delivery is as powerful as possible. So making them line up is to your benefit.
Is ideal.
But there actually are some cards that will say something like, for each different type of glyph that you have, you get some bonus. So it is sort of a mix and a match.
Balanced out. Okay.
There's actually a thing called wild magic as well. A wild magic card can be subbed into any of these slots. And what it does is allows you to draw off the top of the deck until you get what you need to finish out the 1, 2, 3 piece of the spell. So that's a fun little mechanic as well. One of the new things for this game, and at one point we introduced creatures. So some of the deliveries would actually not only be do damage to the other wizards. It would actually be a creature, and if you rolled high enough, he would stay in play. And next time you took damage, you could sack him to take that damage for you. This time around, we've actually included MTDs, which are magically transmitted diseases.
Okay.
When a wizard isn't careful, you might catch a MTD.
You need protection from MTD.
Exactly, and that's what each of the Epic Spell Wars games also has a standee, and usually the standee comes into play and does something during the game.
So what does this standee do?
So in the case of this standee, you can see the little crossbar here gives you a hint. Opponents' cards can't give you MTDs. So the standee is that protection you were talking about, and will allow you to resist those MTDs. The MTDs are little chits that come in this sack.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what the sack represents.
No, it's quite lovely.
It is, right? We've spent a lot of time making sure this sack was anatomically
I'm not
a
going to
lot of time. A lot of back and forth with the factory.
The waiting and
back and forth and back.
It was crazy how much time we spent on this sack.
Okay.
So inside the sack, at one point, you're going to have to pick out a token when you get an MTD, and you'll see you could get something like Gnome Nuts,
Gnome Nuts,
Horror Hole.
Horror Hole.
We have Witch Warts.
Wow.
We have, this is a really bad one, we have Genital Harpies.
Oh no.
That doesn't go away. That
that one doesn't have alliteration, so.
Yeah, it was more of the joke was in the pun. So the Genital Harpies is a good example. We try to do a lot of top-down design at Cryptozoic, which means we look at the IP or the license and we try to really make it feel like it's that thing. So with Genital Harpies, good example of top-down, when you die, you actually don't lose genital harpies. They actually go through death. So once you get genital harpies,
they stay with you forever.
Yes, that's a real problem. So those are just some examples of MTDs, and we're going to show you in a bit how that plays into the actual gameplay. So what do you think? Do you think you understand?
Well,
generally,
I
one more thing. On the deliveries, there is a number. Over here, you'll see it says 17.
Sure.
So the way that works is the higher the number, the higher in the turn order that you go. So everyone makes their spell, and then everyone says, "I'm ready," and then you say, "Who has the highest number?" It's high, right? Not low. Yeah, highest number.
So you want to make the highest number.
Well,
if
you want to go first, because some of the spells you actually want to go last because it may attack everyone that's already cast a spell that turn. Now the other you can have 1, 2, or 3 cards to make your spell. If you have 3 cards, then you look at that number. If you have 2 cards, you actually go before anyone with 3 cards. If you have 1 card, you go absolutely first. Now this becomes very important later because as our health totals get low, you're going to be, I have 2 health left.
Yes.
I need to go early in the round or I'm just going to get killed anyway.
Oh, okay.
If you get killed, you're not out of the game, you're out of the round. But when you die, you actually get a dead wizard card.
Uh-oh.
Now, every round that goes on from the round where you died, you get another dead wizard card.
Okay.
And those have effects that help buff you up. So if you lose
Right.
early, if you're
It's like a little handicap.
yeah, if you're,
Okay.
it's actually it's a catch-up mechanic. So if you're really bad, you may get 4 or 5 dead wizard cards before the next round starts, and those
Okay.
things will give you bonuses for that next round. So as an example, we got here. Oh, look at it. It's actually the trophy is the main thematic of this one because it's Yoru. We have at a time during one of your turns next game, discard this card to cure one of your MTDs. So you're going to have that in
cool.
front of you, and then you can use it next round.
Okay, nice.
It's a fun little mechanic. So I'm going to put these back. You can start to look at your hand. You're going to want to make the best 1, 2, or 3 card spell that you can. We're at the beginning of the game. This is where a lot of strategy occurs. You want to come out of the gate guns ablazing, or do you want to kind of slow roll? I need bifocals apparently. It's miserable. Okay, here we go. Here we go. If you're a very advanced player, you're going to want to stack your cards, put your hand over them so no one can see
Uh-oh.
how many
okay.
cards in your spell.
Okay.
Hey, it's you know, when the stakes are high, you got to play every angle.
There's a lot riding on this.
Yeah, really,
On this
there is.
particular one, yeah.
This
Taking
is
it so
this is a
I know. I
strip
have
epic
to
spell
with you
warning.
guys.
If you lose, you got to take a piece
I
of
can
clothes
still
off.
see
you're
what you
really
have.
All right, I think we're all ready.
All right.
Probably can.
So-
I don't expect to win against the people who don't work at the company who made the mistake.
All right. So does everyone have 3 cards in their hand?
I have 3 cards.
I
I
Three
do
cards.
not.
Oh, so
Oh.
you have 2?
Yeah, I figured you guys would do 3.
All right. Well, there you go. Then.
Say your first
All
strategy.
right, so I
Timmy's
only
going
have
first.
2. I have my quality, my covetlingus serial killer.
Okay. First of all,
Oh, I think you're
Wizard
taking a
voice.
point
I
of
think you're
damage.
taking a point of
Oh.
damage for not using a wizard voice.
That was a little deeper than I. Okay.
That's
Hey,
just from talking for 3 days.
I know. Okay, so I mean, yes, that was my bad. So I can take a damage down here.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I do gain a treasure, and then I gain. Oh, I don't have that, so I just gain a treasure. If you don't mind passing it over here.
All right, so one of the things that you can do in the game is actually gain treasures. And treasures sit in play and actually affect all the stuff that you're doing as well. So the Juicy Plum Fairy, why don't you reveal to us what treasure you got?
All right, I got the seal of President Asshole. So
President Asshole, just to give full background, President Asshole was a character that appeared in last Epic Spell War.
Okay.
His face was an asshole and he was shitting on the Constitution.
I understand.
So
That
it's
makes-
not topical
Sure.
or relevant to right
or
now.
coincidental, maybe.
Right.
So this counts as 1 MTD, and it's everlasting.
Nice. So one of the other things, I like how I just kind of bring out rules randomly as we go here. This is a really good demo. So one of the things you'll notice on the MTDs, like Horror Hole, is that it actually has a little symbol, one of the glyphs.
Okay.
And so while you have this, that actually counts as a glyph in the spells that you're making. So the MTDs are bad, but they do give you a little benefit. So you're
Okay.
sort of riding that line
So
between.
there may be a situation where I want one.
You would
Yeah.
want an MTD,
Yeah.
which is
As,
so
as
weird.
some might
Yeah.
want.
Right. Yeah. This is, so now we have the only 2 card spell go off. Now, what's your next one?
So my serial killer, I get to target each foe, but I only get to roll 1 die.
All right, here's your 1 die. The serial killer.
And I rolled a 4, so oh crap! I take 2 damage. Was hoping for a little bit higher.
Well, that was a dark glyph. That spell is so the thing with dark glyphs, sometimes they damage you. You're running a risk, but the
Yeah.
payout, if you roll very high, was actually pretty good, right?
You
Yeah,
damage everybody.
yeah. I was hoping maybe I got a 5, but I actually think I put the wrong card down. To be honest,
Well
I was
played.
coming after you, Ryan, but
Whoa.
my bad.
Wow. Shots
That's it.
fired.
Wow,
Wow.
I'll remember
Well,
that.
hey, if you're playing Epic Spell War at home, you
escalated
don't want to
quickly.
call
Yeah.
out someone right away because
Especially
you
right
know,
after your turn ended.
Yeah, I know.
is
And you did nothing but hurt yourself.
I know.
All right, so now we have everyone's 3 card spells. We're going to look at the number.
I've got a
Remember?
19.
Whoa,
Can
19.
anybody beat a 19?
I cannot.
14. No, I
10.
cannot.
All right. So Wando, the living wand, is playing Senator Arlington's Nitrorific Eating the Rich. So I can reveal, so with Senator Arlington's, I reveal a card from the main deck for each different glyph I have. I have 2 glyphs. So and then I'm going to add any sources that we find. That's not a source, and that's not a source, so that doesn't do anything. Now Nitrorific says deal 2 damage to any foe. And if I have no MTDs, I deal it to all foes.
Oh, everyone takes 2.
So everybody take 2.
All right.
And then I'm going to target each foe with 10 or more hit points.
Wow.
That's everyone also. This is a
And-
good opening
Yeah,
salvo
yeah.
from Wando.
And now everybody's going to attack me right after this, I'm sure.
We know Kimmy is.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I already
3.
know.
Well, everybody take 1 more damage.
All right.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for me.
All right. I had 10. Who was next?
Okay, there's 10. What did you
So
have?
14?
I'm just looking at that final number.
Yeah,
there,
so
it's
you have
2.
2.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. The
Sure.
lower the number, the more powerful the spell. So if you can, you
Wow.
throw off a spell with 3 cards and a low number, you're probably going to be doing a lot of damage. I'm at 14, and so I'm going to go ahead and do my spell. I am Eye of the Secret Order, Nefertiti's Prudtastic Erotic Asphyxiation. All right, so my
Harry Button, everything.
every button, everything. So I start off with cure 1 of your MTDs. If you had any to cure, gain a treasure. Well, I didn't do much. So I did nothing there. Prudtastic, deal 1 damage to each player, including you, with no MTDs for each different glyph you have. So none of us have MTDs. This has 2 glyphs. So we
This
each
one
take.
does count as 1 MTD.
Oh yeah,
though.
you're actually
does.
fine.
Okay.
So
we each take 2, including me. Now the last part: target foe with a treasure.
Oh, crap.
If I had the standee, I would be able to target all foes instead, but I don't.
Oh, okay.
And then I get to roll. So I have 2 dice. That's why we did it this way. And I rolled a 4 still on 2 dice. Gain the standee. All right, well, that's pretty good.
bad.
The Eye of the
That's not
Secret
bad.
Order now has the standee, so I am protected from MTDs. I'll go ahead and I'm going to lay this out here so that maybe the camera can see what the spell looked like.
Quite lovely and evocative.
See how beautiful this
The
art
artwork is, yes.
You can, also at the end of the round, you're going to draw back up to 7 cards.
Okay.
All right. Baron Bamboozlers, Finger Banger Carbuncles, Scabbing Dildo Detonation. All right, yeah. Baron Bamboozler. Okay, so Finger Banger Carbuncles. This is going to deal 2 damage to each player, including me. This Finger Banger is a lot
Wow.
of control.
Jeez.
And then Scabbing is going to be my weakest foe. I think is over there.
Ah, dang it.
It's going to get an MTD.
Oh, I'm going to get another MTD. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay.
Take that sack.
I'm shaking as much as
All
I
right.
can. It's a little hard with 2 of them down here. Okay. So I got the gnome nuts. All right, so I will reduce my hand size to 2.
Wait, buy
Buy
2.
But 2, buy 2.
Okay.
Okay. So
Well,
that
so
will
that will
happen.
mean that you're not going to draw back up to 7.
Yeah.
You'll draw back up to 5, which is how many you have.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's it.
The more gnome nuts you get, the worse that gets. That
Oh,
can be.
yeah.
That can
Oh,
be
yeah,
Gnome
there's
nuts
more.
can be devastating.
All
I
right.
do like the glyph though, so.
And Dildo Detonation is going to target the foe on my left.
Oh,
That's
no.
Wando, but it's only 1 die.
Okay.
And it's a 1.
All right.
So 1 damage.
Down to 15.
Okay. I mean, this is escalating quite quickly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, the rounds go relatively
Yeah.
quickly, but as you start to play towards that, who gets 2 of the last wizard standing tokens, you'll start to get ganged up on. So if you have,
Okay.
if you win the first round, you're the target for the next
Sure.
round.
Oh.
So it has a little bit of a balancing factor in there.
All right, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay. Mistress Chafia is going to play Canned Wizard's Throbbing Huge Pecker.
There you go.
The
She sounds very
Can
upscale.
Wizards,
She
a
is.
player of your choosing gains 1 NTD, could be you, and I steal a treasure from a foe. Who has a treasure?
Right
You
there.
can steal my MTD?
I could steal your official seal of President Asshole, and I could give a MTD to Ryan.
Oh.
All right, Ryan.
There you go, Wando.
Here's the sack.
Yep, thank you.
And then Throbbing says, add a card from your hand to your spell. If you have no MTDs, add 2 instead.
Wow, that is a really
well,
powerful.
so this
the
one
benefit
does
of
count
number.
as an MTD though.
Oh,
It
so
does.
okay.
So this went off first, which means you have this.
Okay.
So now you get to add 2 cards to your spell, and that can be any card you want.
Oh,
Well, I would love to add this card. Yoink, take the standee. Remove a face-down card, if any, from the spell of the former owner.
Unfortunately, I've already cast my spell, so there's no face down,
it.
but you can
I
get the
could take the
standee,
standee.
which is nice.
Oh, very nice. I'm very
now
protected
are-
now. And it's 2 cards, right?
Yeah, but you're actually in this part of the spell, so you want to be these 2 brackets. You don't want to, you're not going to go back to this one.
Got it. So I should add 1 to that.
You probably delivery is the best because that's the one that's doing damage and most.
And make sure to leave the other one face up because you'll get any signs that are on it.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, the glyphs.
And so I will add also.
So this one goes off. Oh,
Okay.
you already did this one.
Yep.
Yep, great. Okay, now you go.
And
this
then
one.
I'm going to add a dick disease as well. There's a wizard being penetrated with tentacles. So,
Yes.
so huge pecker, foe on your right, and then roll power, and then there's also dick disease.
So you start off with this one.
Okay, so
And
I'm
so
gonna
you look at how
roll-
many glyphs you have that are the same as this, which
Okay,
would
so
be
the green. So I don't have
none.
it, only
Yeah,
one.
that's
You
the,
have one of each glyph. That.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's
I only
actually
have 2 of that one. so that's
Okay, and then there would be, I would roll 1 again, right?
right. So you rolled the first one, a 3.
A 3 is 2 damage,
good. Okay.
because 1 to 4, right?
Right.
Damn it.
And then
I know.
A 6.
Six.
Oh,
so you get 2 damage
2
again.
damage.
Oh, they're both to me? Oh,
Yes.
man. Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow.
Mistress Chafia does
Maybe
not
should
like
change
the
her-
juicy
I know.
That's
there.
the end of my
Crazy.
turn.
All right, so that's it. So when you're done with your spell, it goes into the discard pile. That's everyone, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so now we're each going to draw back up to 7. I need
Except
3.
for Kimmy.
Yes, I'm the
Has
only
a
one
draw
who, yeah, I
back up.
cannot
Okay.
draw
3.
back up, which is a shame.
How many did you need?
I need 5.
5.
I did play a lot of cards.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. I like this game.
Like to hear.
Okay.
Looking over everything that we just draw. Ooh.
Yeah, this is the you can look at all your cards in between the various turns, but then when you get the ones at the end, that's when you've really got to start to look at what's going on here. Okay.
And I'm ready
You
this
ready?
time. Yeah, I'm ready this time.
Oh, yeah.
I probably won't go first, but I'm ready.
I believe in you. What do you got left? 8 points?
Well, if you don't go first, you might die before you go.
But
I'm still reading this
I
time.
think
No, this
8,
one,
you'll
this
probably
is-
make it.
no, I think I can make it.
12 damage last turn.
That's a good.
That's
point.
okay. I might make it back.
Hard to refute those numbers.
We all good?
Yeah, I
Good.
think,
I think we're all good. So does anyone have less than 3 cards?
Nope.
I do.
Oh,
So I'm going first.
it's a trick question.
Here we go. Manhandling's dildo detonation. The eye has spoken. So the first part of this spell says, add a creature from your hand to your spell if you have no MTDs. Keep it this turn. So I have no MTDs, so I get to keep it. The creature, one of the things like I mentioned before was if you roll high enough or an effect occurs, you can actually keep it in play so you have it on the next turn. Or, before the next turn, if you take damage, you can sacrifice the creature instead of taking that damage. I'm going to add this creature. It's Kinky Rogers. You can see here a picture of Kinky Rogers and his chicken. You actually cast the Kinky Rogers giant pecker last turn.
Oh,
and
I
he's
didn't
actually
know
part
that
of the,
was his.
It's part of the Kinky
Okay.
Rogers chain, the giant pecker. So I've added that to the spell. If you do, it also says if you die before this spell resolves, cure all your MTDs and heal that many HP. So you can see some of the actual effects we have in the game are if something occurs, like if Kimmy were to have this and Kimmy were to die before,
She could
she could
clear.
actually react and say, oh look, I gained that much health and stay in the game. All right, so the next one is target foe on your left. I
Adam.
believe that's the Baron. So I get to roll. I have 2, so I'm rolling 2 dice again. And, ooh, a 9 this time. Oh, so close. I give you 1 damage, and I give you 1 MTD.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just like last night.
I'm like that. I'm good. I'm giving.
You're very generous.
I'm very generous. Anyone who knows me. All right, so let's see. What'd you get?
Hepatitis Z.
Hepatitis Z.
It burns. Does hepatitis burn? I don't know. But I've got it.
I like that you asked me.
So what did that?
Hepatitis Z. It's an illusion glyph, and my maximum spell size reduced by 1.
Oh no!
Oh, the
So you're gonna have to
pain.
get rid of one of the. But you actually have a glyph, so that's exciting.
right, yeah.
All right, so let's see what Kinky Rogers does other than be deliciously sexy. It says target each foe with 10 or fewer hit points. I'm going to roll 1 dice, and I'm going to, or 1 die. Who has less than 10 hit points? No.
I'm at
I
13.
think it's that one over
Oh,
there.
it's just
Oh,
one
no.
person. A
Oh my
six!
God.
No.
2 damage to the
Oh,
Plum
that's
Fairy.
actually not that bad. I was expecting to be annihilated.
And I'm going to be able to keep Kinky because of the effect I mentioned earlier.
Oh, nice.
Now, because of the hepatitis Z he just got, I think he has to lose one of these parts of his spell right now.
Yes.
I do.
Which means he'll be going next.
I'm going to lose Silky to Pimp, which, close personal friend. Sorry to see you go.
Sorry to see you go, Silky.
All right, that's going to get me next.
Yeah, that'll be,
So I have now a 2-card spell. All right. Necrophagic's Golden Shower. And the Golden Shower is a tiny leprechaun.
We'll put the
showering
cards
with
down
gold.
here afterwards so they can get a look at it. Is there someplace on the board that's great to put the cards down so you can see it? Just right here? All right.
Yeah, it's a golden shower of one variety. All right, so the foe of my choosing gains 1 MTD for each dead wizard in the game. If there are none, deal 3 damage to that foe instead.
Ooh.
I think a little payback for this MTD. My friend Eye of the Secret Order. And the golden shower, target a stronger foe, which you no longer are. I'm at 12.
I'm at 15.
You get Wando, or you can
Oh.
get Chafia.
I think I'm going for Wando.
All
'Cause
right.
I am the bum baron, and he doesn't even have a bum to steal, so I just
No.
just kind of want him dead.
Bumless.
Yep.
All right, so I'm only going to get 1 die, but
There you go.
I'll make it count.
No, you didn't.
I did.
One.
Well, you get an MTD.
Oh, great.
Here, I'll set these down here. You can
Okay.
get a look at this.
Amazing art. Actually,
Amazing.
it's quite detailed. I was noticed with your dildo explosion that there was like little hearts on some of the dildos.
Yeah, I work very closely with the artist. We go back and forth. There's a lot, how many dildos were exploding, how they
It
were
was
exploding.
like the dual stimulating kind.
It's an incredible amount of work to make
Yeah.
these as funny and beautiful as they are. No, we're lucky, at Cryptozoic. One of the core competencies is that we've been able to work with an amazing number of artists, and all of them incredibly talented, and this is no exception. The art is awesome on this game. I love it deeply.
All right, so that's your.
That's mine. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a 9.
That beats me.
I don't have a number.
Oh.
Oh,
that means
wild
you'll go
magic.
last.
Yeah, Wild goes
Wild
last.
magic. Okay. All right. I have the squirrely nutter butters throbbing. Kinky Rogers roasting. All right.
Very deep voice.
Most of it was from losing from
A
the
little bit of
con.
an accent too.
It was the con. It's the con voice, honestly. So I take the standee.
Oh no.
I heal 2 for each MTD I have, which is only 1. So 1, 2. I add a card from my hand to my spell. If I have no MTDs, I would add 2, but I have 1. So I will add this other delivery card right here,
Uh-oh.
Coming
I
after
see
you.
which
Dick
is
disease.
the dick disease, yes. So, foe to my left. I only have a roll power of 1, but I'm hoping it
Wait, let's
counts
see,
for.
what is the glyph on your MTD?
It's only the arcane. It's only
yeah.
same one as the quality, unfortunately. So, and it's a 4. So all I do is gain a treasure.
Oh, nice. Another treasure.
Look at you.
Here it is. You've received Colonopoly.
Oh yes, I've always wanted this, but Santa can
That's,
never provide it. So,
That game's great.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a hit.
So once during each of my turns, I may cure a foe's MTD. If you do, that player adds a card from their hand to your spell.
Whoa.
Ryan,
What's up?
do you know what? I'm gonna cure one for you.
Really?
Wait,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Does
So it
say-
says one during each of my turns.
Okay. Anytime
So
during your turn.
anytime.
Well, I have two. I have Wandrot and Hocus Pocus.
You can keep the hocus pocus. That just sounds delightful.
All right, I'll go
so-
ahead and put this one back in the bag.
Okay, and then
your Wanderot. That's
Yeah,
really
that
nice.
was
Yeah.
that's a true friend.
so
She was coming after
but
me
I
last
am
time.
gonna get a card from their hand to my spell. So
Oh,
You pick a card.
oh, I get to pick one.
You get to
Okay.
pick.
make it a good one, Ryan. I helped you out. Be a friend.
Here you go.
Oh, and
I think that'll be a good one for you.
All right.
oh, I cure one of my MTDs.
Yeah.
Thank
You'll
you.
get some
Wow, wow.
MTD Love Fest.
If
over
you
here.
had any to cure, gain a treasure. So I would gain another treasure after curing this one as
Wow.
well.
And now you've received Banger's Burner. It's a lighter, and it's
It's quite hot.
And it's banging.
Burly Banger was a character from the last. So we try to. I try to bring the characters back and build.
You're building
Actually,
a universe.
You're building a universe. Like you see Kinky
Crossover.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Roaster. See, there's another Kinky Rogers card.
Well, it's also great because now when you do add all the expansions together, you can play some of their cards as
Oh,
well. So I also got a lot of people who are like, oh, great, now I can add all this
All these
mess, and they
too.
love it. So
There is actually a narrative. If you read the manual, each of the editions of the game starts a story. So there is an overarching universe and story that I built in this as well.
What is that for this?
For this version
For
of the
this
game,
chapter.
Even from the top
Panic
level, like,
Pleasure Palace.
Panic at the Pleasure Palace?
Yes.
Well, it's actually not so specific to the location.
Okay.
It's more of a ongoing story. So it tells the story of this.
Adds on.
This Hessian kid is in front of a convenience store and he's doodling on his notebook, and like they do, and he
Yes.
accidentally summons this demon. And the guy working inside the store shoots the demon, and the kid absorbs all the demon's power. So he reshapes reality into this sort of what would a
Kid
16-year-old metalhead kid think the universe should be, basically. So it's all filled with weird.
Okay, this
Yeah.
makes sense now.
So it's,
Okay.
it's not offensive to be offensive. It's offensive because that's the story
That's-
about
blame it
how
on the
this
kid.
awful kid
Who got
viewed
infected by a
reality.
demon, yeah.
And the bigger story is about how they try to fix everything.
Oh, okay.
We're actually working on a cartoon show. For
This is. I think it would be a great show.
it. Right? Wouldn't it be the best?
Yes.
Each time I take the standee from a foe or from the middle of the table, I deal 2 damage to any foe, and it's everlasting.
Nice.
Thank
So
goodness you already have it.
So everlasting
yeah, I
means
took it
Means it
before. Yeah,
always
so
starts.
so everlasting means that you'll actually keep that. So when
Yeah.
we start the next round, you still have it.
yes. Oh, and then so this one. Sorry, Ryan. So you're technically on my right.
She gives, she takes away.
Yeah, I did it just because I knew I was
That's
gonna fight
That's
you.
fine.
So I only have still a roll power of 1.
Pleasure and pain.
It is battle magic's not curing my
And a 2. So you get an MTD.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I took it away,
Yeah.
but only for that slight second.
The burning subsided for a minute. And I got hepatitis Z, which means I'm going to be
Party.
removing a card from this.
Spell the whole
Wow, your
alphabet.
hand
yeah.
is getting.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's right. That was from your.
Yeah. So I'm just going to lose this wild magic.
All right, no wild magic for you. So we have who's left?
I
to
think
cast?
I'm
got 2
I'm
cards.
next.
Okay, you got 2 cards.
Wando has Finger Banger Carbuncle Slice and Dice. So I'm going to deal 2 damage to each player,
There we go.
including me.
Finger banger.
And then I'm going to target a weaker
Damage.
foe. Who has less than 13?
I do.
I do.
I do too.
I do.
We all do.
Wow.
No.
Let's go ahead and.
I'm at 8.
Ooh. Sure, Corey. I'm going to come after you.
All right.
I get 2 dice because I have
Now remember,
2.
Kinky Rogers can jump in the way for me.
Oh, he can.
He can.
That's okay. I'm okay with this. 5. 2 damage, and I'm going to gain an MTD.
Oh boy.
2 damage, and you gain an MTD.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Kinky jump in the way.
Do I still get this MTD?
Yes.
You don't have
Lovely.
a Kinky Rogers.
Oh, crud.
Okay.
Thank you, Kinky.
I'm gonna get my third MTD here,
You're a disease-riddled
which
mess.
is
Wow, no
oh,
kidding.
crotch krakens,
Oh, the heartbreak.
and I
of
can't
Crash
use
Krakens.
wild magic now.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
So
You have a lot of glyphs, though.
Ryan is in
Oh,
the
yeah.
situation where if he had one of those cards that clears all kind of status effects, it would be very
It'd be
beneficial.
very good for
Yeah,
me right
he
now.
wants to
yes.
get rid of all of those MTDs,
Yeah.
but he actually his spells are much more powerful.
Yeah,
They
look
got
at
his
his
Yeah, I have
glyphs.
3 glyphs.
3 different glyphs, so that's going to help him. So it becomes like a nice balancing
Okay.
act. which is
There's actually
part
a
of the
card
fun.
here in the deck that for each MTD you have, you can do so much damage.
Got it.
So when I was demoing
It's
it,
a multiplier.
I had a lot of, I stole his MTDs, which was good for him, he thought. But
Right.
then I also ended up having 4 and attacking him for 4
Right.
Oh,
and
wow.
killed him. So it can be good and bad both ways.
Also, at the end of my turn, this Hocus Poxus is going to deal me 2 damage. So I'm down to 11.
Okay.
I've remained disease-free.
Look at you.
Must
Well,
be
that's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, it's like not like real
It's
life.
not real life, yeah.
You are a mess over there.
Oh, yeah.
So who do we have left?
Oh, is that
hot
my
mess. Yeah, that's-
turn with Mistress Chafia and her birding kitty? Well, first I have the Merkings. Deal 1 damage to the player with a standee for each different glyph you have. If no one has it, heal 2. Then I also have Scabbing and Wild Magic.
All right, so we have the Merking's Scabbing Wild Magic. We're going to reveal cards until you get a delivery. No, no.
So I want the last piece of the ribbon there.
Yep.
There it is, Acid Cloud.
Okay, so is the Merkings Scabbing Wild Magic Acid Cloud. How pleasant. All right, so if I deal 1 damage to the person with the standee for each
Oh,
different
no.
glyph I have. So
Whoa, 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Oh
3
no,
points.
3 damage.
Oh, you're in the red zone.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Ooh.
So does
Whoa.
that change anything in terms of like gameplay where if you're
No,
in,
no, it's just
it's
indicating
just kind
that
of
you're
like
getting towards the
danger
end.
zone.
Yeah.
All right, and then scabbing. Deal 1 damage to your weakest foe for each of his or her MTDs.
No
She doesn't have any.
MTDs.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that foe has none, he or she gains 1 MTD.
But you have the standee.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got the
I
pleasure
do
palace.
have the
Oh.
standee.
You're at the Pleasure Palace. No STDs at the Pleasure Palace.
Very good.
Everyone knows
Very
that.
good. And then Acid Clown. Each foe who has not acted this round while I was last.
Yeah,
Darn. Well, that's it. For
that's the
me.
way it shakes out. All right, so we put these away, and we're going to draw our hands back up.
Up to 7. You're at 5.
I
right?
know I can actually add back up because I got rid of my MTD, so.
Oh, the numbnuts.
Yeah.
Wando, how many do you need?
I need 4.
4 for Wando.
3, please.
3 for the Baron.
And I actually need 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Juicy Plum Fairy.
Thank you.
And 3, please.
3 for Chafia. All right. Now is the time to craft the spell very carefully because we are getting down on that health total. At least the Eye and the Plum Fairy are. Everyone else doing pretty good. What do we got? What do we got? Darn. Okay. No one's died yet, so we haven't seen any of the Dead Wizard cards come out, but the Treasure has been doing a great job here.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that's best about this game as well is that it's really quite easy to pick up. We've gone over a bunch of the rules, and it sounds a little complex when you first hear it, but once
It
you
does-
start to play, it's
yeah.
actually really easy.
It did seem a little like I was a little confused, but also I think the visual design kind of leads to like, oh, I understand kind
Right.
of the slots.
This was
and,
fun about
like,
the cards
health.
being building a 1, 2,
Right.
3. When we would do game nights at Cryptozoic, one of the things that I would notice is that the people who were sort of non-gamers, they really gravitated towards Epic Spell War. Once they started to play some different games, this was the one they wanted to play over and over again because it sort of has a high payout in terms of fun factor without having to be super deep and strategic. Although it is deep and strategic, that's not what I'm saying.
I think it's proven by champions from previous years getting very far in the next year.
That is correct. Our first ever Epic Spell War Annihilageddon winner, Mandy? Yeah, she actually got second place the next year. So it was so close to winning back-to-back on it, which would have been great because I think it really does prove that there is quite a bit of strategy in this game if you're taking it
I'm really
seriously.
And I think
thinking
Yadon-
about you guys.
I'm pretty sure Yadon is playing today. He's been
Yeah,
progressing through.
Yeah, he qualified, and so he may be our first double winner, which would be awesome. But then we have to draw that guy again.
Right.
Everyone ready? Okay. Who has fewer than 3 cards?
I do.
No, both.
Oh,
Whoa.
there we go.
Oh, me too. You
Really?
have, 2 or
I have 2.
2.
2 also.
Also.
Now we go to number. So I have a 15.
A 19.
Oh,
Those are better than me.
all right.
Yeah,
So
same.
I believe the
All right,
Baron is
Baron,
first.
The Baron is on deck.
Okay.
The canned wizards eating the rich. And these work with my MTD, so I've got a lot of
Whoa.
illusion
Whoa.
going on here.
I got 3.
Got 3 to go, come at somebody. The player of my choosing gains 1 MTD. Who was just talking about not having one? I think that's
All right. The Eye of the Secret Order gets an MTD, and what does the Eye get? A horror hole. That's the worst.
I like that your character is basically the top of a pyramid.
I know.
And it's getting, yeah.
Well, you can go
Magically
in.
what's going on.
There's a
transmitted
door. If you go inside the
Oh,
pyramid,
okay.
there's a.
It's now
disgusting.
a horror.
the top of a pyramid has a
What is
social
it?
life too.
That's right. At the end of my turn, I'll lose an HP for each MTD I have. So luckily, I only have 1, so I'm doing okay for right now. But I can get out of control quickly.
All right, eating the rich. Target foe with 10 or more HP. I think we only have
Ooh,
one of those.
no.
10 or, oh.
Actually,
11
we have
over
2.
You
here.
have
Two.
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have 11.
I'm gonna go over this way, and I get 3 die.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Ouchies.
It's gonna be painful.
Good news for you is I'm terrible at rolling dice.
Oh,
See?
that's
You are.
2,
Yeah.
1, 4.
I'm not making that up.
That was a 7.
It's a lucky 7. 2 damage.
2 damage from 10 to 9.
You can see the spell that was just cast.
Or from 11 to 9.
All right.
Canned wizards eating the rich.
It really hurt.
I know. I'm at.
Yeah, you're up.
Okay, so you're not.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so my spell. Bombastic burning sensation. All right, so here we go. Deal 3 damage to the player with the standee.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Can you not stop that?
I don't think. Oh, wait.
Oh
No!
There's more. I have a reaction.
Damn.
If I die before the spell resolves, I cure all my MTDs and heal that many HP. Oh, so that really didn't do anything for me.
You had a chance.
I did have a chance, but now I am
Out.
dead.
See, sometimes it's good to have MTDs. It's
I
true.
know.
That's all I'm saying, kids. All right, so I actually killed you,
Yep.
which means I get a point.
Yep.
So I take one of these. Now I have a point. Hooray! Now I'm the target.
Can we get to Dead Wizard card?
Oh, that's right.
I
And you
do.
get a dead wizard card, which actually could do something right now.
Okay, so the Endless Wandering. At the start of the next game, choose a player, could be myself. That player gains 1 MTD. So I will think about
And
it.
what about the standee or the treasures?
It
that
just
comes
goes
back
towards
to the middle.
Towards the middle. There you
Yes.
go. But you actually, your one treasure is
everlasting.
stays.
Yes,
so you,
that
you
one
lose
stays.
Colonopoly though.
That is okay.
Sorry.
Shame.
Yeah.
Be over 40 to play.
I hear that
So-
game stinks. So next up, I have target full on my right, and if I have the standee, target each one instead. I do not, but I have 2 of these glyphs, so I get to roll 2 dice. You can throw me one of those dice. All right, let's see what happens. 5, 6, 7. 3 damage to you.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I'm at 6 now.
Oh boy.
And that is the end of my turn.
I've
I've
got a 7. Am I the only one with 2 cards left?
Yes, I
Okay.
have 3.
Wando has the Mer-King's hologram hookers. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to the player with the standee. Oh, no.
Oh,
no
no one
more.
has
If no one
it.
has it, I heal too. So at least I get that.
Oh, that's good.
And then my strongest foe. Who is my strongest foe?
Okay.
I'm at
10.
6.
I think that's
10?
going to be me.
I think it's
the
10.
Baron.
I'm going to roll 2 dice. And
Whoa, 11.
3 damage to you, and I get to keep this.
Whoa.
You got to keep the
hologram hooker.
hologram hookers.
Oh, wow.
You had the Merking. Also, last game we had the Murder
Yes,
Merkin.
yes.
I don't know if you know what a Merkin is.
It is. I would define it as an artificial or natural hairpiece for the crotch.
That's right. So sometimes when an actress doesn't want to be immodest, they'll use
Sure.
a Merkin, which is actually a fantasy race in this game, the Merkins. That was the Merking, and I think there's like a Merkin Mound also as one of the treasures.
It also could be used decoratively.
Sure.
So if you want like lime green pubic hair, but you don't want to bleach your pubes, you could just put a merkin on top.
That's sure, but I can't believe anyone would want to. It's hard for me to believe. But I do like that you're telling that story in your character's voice. That was pretty good.
I'm
You're
embraced,
in Chafia method.
and her burning kitty.
That's right.
I wasn't expecting to learn anything today.
And then I took two more damage from my MTD, and that's it for me.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to take one at the end of mine for my horror hole. You got to tend to your horror hole. All right, so who's
In your
left?
pyramid.
Is anyone else?
I have
No, I
3.
can't play, so it's.
Shoot.
Oh, you have 3.
I
Oh,
have
you haven't.
3.
Wow.
Mistress Chafia hasn't gone yet.
This Chafia has a heavy iron maiden's mongering anal annihilation. So
That is a mouthful.
this is very interesting. The heavy iron maidens actually says reveal 2 tokens from the MTD sack. Finally, my hand is going in.
around
Pass
in that
one
sack.
of them to any foe. You gain the other. So there is Claptrap. Lose 3 HP immediately and then discard this. And then also the genital harpies,
Oh,
which we
the
just talked
famed
about.
genital harpies.
At the end of your turn, lose 1 HP, everlasting. Wow, this is very
That's a tough choice, actually.
What if I? How much do we have here?
I'm a 7.
7.
Baron's a 7. Wando is at
11.
He's riddled with MTDs.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
just untouchable.
I mean,
But-
the fact that I don't have the wand rod anymore, even though I'm Wando.
yeah, I
Since
think
we're
it makes sense
getting
that the wand
to the
would have
end
all
of
the
our round, I'm gonna
That's right.
I'm gonna
You're putting
keep
those
on-
wandos.
Yeah, I
I'm
need
gonna
a
hold
Purell
on to
wipe.
the genital harpies, and I'm going to give you the claptrap.
I have received Claptrap, which means I take 3 and immediately discard this, which makes that glyph sort of meaningless, right?
Yes. And then in mongering, reveal a card from the main deck for each MTD you have. So I have one card.
Okay, and what do we do with it?
And then add each quality revealed this way to your spell and discard the
Okay,
rest.
is it a
Hopefully
quality?
good.
No, it's a
No.
It's a
wild.
wild magic.
And then anal annihilation, foe on your left. I guess I get to roll
1. Oh wait,
All right.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
You have
Oh, that's right. I get to.
Nope, just one.
One still.
All right. Okay. Hopefully, I get something good. 4. Okay.
2 damage.
Oh, just
1,
hanging
2.
by a thread.
Hanging by a thread, yeah. I better
Oh,
really
and then
turn
at
this
the end
around.
of my turn, because I have the harpies, I'm down to 5.
Oh boy.
All right, here we are. We're coming up on the end.
Yep.
Now it becomes very important. The turn order 5, 6, 7.
Discard.
Oh, yeah.
Do we
Can't
just
reach it.
discard pile, or do we put them back?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a discard pile.
Yeah, I
I've been
couldn't
setting
reach
out
it
some of the
either.
spells so people can see
Thank you.
some of the beautiful art. What do we have here? Let's show this one off a little bit there. People can see with the heavy Iron Maiden mongering.
It's one of those things that hurts
Annihilations.
you and hurts somebody else.
Yeah. Let's see. Here.
I need 4, 5, 6.
Oh man.
I need 3 more cards. And so, since you're dead,
Yeah, I
is there any
can't-
kind of passive
Yes, at
thing
the, so at the
that
beginning
you're
of this game,
doing?
you actually get a dead wizard card. So there you
Oh,
go.
another one. an
Another
endless
Wando.
wandering.
Whoa. You are set up for business.
I'm going to be giving everybody MTDs next round, next game.
Right.
So many choices.
I know, so many choices.
Plus, you get to spend all this time looking at your hand.
Exactly, kind of seeing what I have. Nothing
I think you
much.
discard your hand, right? When you die? I think you should discard your
yeah,
hand.
Oh,
your
yeah.
hand's pretty done.
As I said that, I'm thinking, that's not right. I've never played this game before. It's pretty fun. I like it.
I like it. All right, thank you.
Are we all ready?
How are we
I
doing?
have
I
3
got 2
cards.
cards.
All right, I'm a 3 also. Crazy.
Two cards.
Okay.
2
Do
cards.
you have a number?
I do, 17.
All right, you beat me.
The Baron likes to go first. The French stickler's pacification. Okay, so I'm going to pass one of my MTDs to the player on my left or right. I just think it'd be fun to keep piling up those MTDs over
I
there.
think I'm going to lose a card then.
Yeah, your spell is now 1 card. And if I have no MTDs, gain a treasure. And it's Ricky Rat Hat. During my turn, I may discard this to take the standee and heal 2 HP.
Wow.
Wow,
that sounds
that's
pretty
very
great.
Oh, here we go.
That was good.
A little protection.
But you have to discard the Ricky Rat.
Yeah.
So I want to know in
So,
these games that
Ricky Rat.
you've played before, have you forged some alliances? Like we're gonna take that
So
guy.
really, what happens is,
Yeah.
of the round, like in round 2 and 3, it's who's ever ahead sort of
Yeah,
becomes
gets the target.
yeah.
Yep.
And then for pacification, I'm going to target myself and roll power of 1. And I roll a 1 again.
Of course.
And I'm going to cure
One of your MTDs
Yeah,
that
if I rolled
you've
higher,
given
I could
away.
have. Yeah, I could have.
Got nothing.
If I rolled higher, I could have healed some HP, but it wasn't meant to be.
Was not meant to be. All right, so now we go to Wando, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with his 1 card.
I only
Wando.
have 1 card.
1 card. Here
One
it is.
card, Wando.
Gantium! That's it. That's the whole thing.
What does it do?
Deal 1 damage to the foes on your left and right for each of my MTDs.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
that's
no.
gonna be
Yes!
that'll be 4 damage to both of you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, are you kidding?
But I didn't kill anybody,
No.
unfortunately.
Oh, left and right. That's not me.
No, not you.
Hey!
Yeah, you got protected by them.
Thank you, bum.
I would
Baron.
be dead
That
at
did
the
not
end of
go
this
well.
turn anyways, because I have the genital harpies.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
But
what?
you'll if
Well,
you
you
come
still
back-
have a
if you
chance
die,
to
Sure,
maybe
to-
get.
so
maybe
what
it's
is
the,
your number?
Mine is 12.
Mine's 17, so I get to go.
Uh-oh.
Hooray! I got, with 2 points, I got a 3 spell off. That's amazing.
Okay.
I got a wild magic skeevy pussification. So we're looking for.
I didn't hear the voice.
Oh!
Oh!
If that would have
if you
killed
would have
me,
died there.
that would have been amazing. Worth it. Okay, we haven't seen a source.
Source?
yet. Oh,
There
there
it
it
is.
is. Okay. Ooh, this could be dangerous. All right, we have the Heavy Iron Maidens Skeevy Pussification. Reveal 2 tokens from the MTD sack. Pass one of them to a foe. You gain the other. Oh, boy, this is not good.
I had this tough decision last turn, so.
Gnome Nuts and Horror Hole. Okay. I can't take the Horror Hole. It will literally kill me.
Actually, your
I
current
can't-
core hole will probably kill you.
I can't take either of them. just-
Yeah, I'm aware. And your hand size is reduced by 2. Well, I think that's going to have to be here. So I'll give you the Horror Hole, and I'll take this Arcane. My hand size reduced by 2. Next up, we have deal 4 damage to each player, including you, who has 2. I just got the.
Isn't this
2
overkill, though?
So I just killed myself, unfortunately. Deal 4 damage to each player, including you, who has 2 or more MTDs. Now this actually goes off, and so I do 4 to you.
Oh, no, I'm dead.
So that do you have a reaction card in your spell potentially?
I mean,
It would say it right.
That's
Yeah.
how
So
I
this
drew
is
it
your
up.
reaction
Yeah.
card.
Oh,
So
you
you
still-
would say
you're
that
still
one
here.
out loud.
They're
I'm
both
still
here.
here.
if you die
One.
before this spell resolves, cure all your MTDs and heal that many HP.
Oh, okay. So these would go away, and you would cure 2,
Okay.
which would put you up
1,
to
2, 3.
3. Unfortunately, oh wait.
No, so
this
Rich
actually.
would
Okay.
die. Yes, it
You're
would be
dead.
2.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
2.
Well, you're
Then
gonna
does
take
that
you
bring
take
me
4
back
damage.
to
Well, she took-
life? I'm so confused. All right.
Well, at that note, I think we're gonna wrap this
Okay.
up.
Thank you so much. I had so much fun. I've adopted a new character voice and everything. This was amazing. You guys are Cryptozoic or
Cryptozoic.
You know them. And don't go away. We have interviews with more amazing creators, developers, publishers coming up in about half an hour.
You can actually see us at
Number?
www.cryptozoic.com.
601.
601.
601, and like I said, there's 4 different Epic Spell Wars. They're all a ton of fun. We make a lot of games at Cryptozoic. Mainly we make licensed games. So we have Pantone, we have DC deck building.
Okay.
We do a lot of Rick and Morty games. We're really great at making fun top-down designs on people's IP people love. And then we also have some original stuff that's real fun too.
Thank you so much. See you later.